Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me here today in this wonderful university lecture hall. Now, ignore what's on the board and put yourselves in the shoes of someone pregnant. You are in the hospital room, the doctor is running a checkup, and you're about to give birth in a matter of days. But then the checkup brings bad news. The child will die in a matter of hours after birth. This is 100% certain, and it will be a slow and painful passing. Alternatively, you can get a legal late-term abortion, which, in contrary, will be quick and painless, and will save you thousands of dollars. Now, abortion is one of the most controversial moral issues today, and falls under applied ethics. While normative ethics focuses on the right or the wrong, the good or the bad, applied ethics focuses on moral questions. Controversial, of course, that people face in their everyday lives. Here, this scenario pushes the boundaries of applied ethics and looks at the moral question of late-term abortions. There are two sides to this: carry out the pregnancy and give birth, or terminate and get an abortion. Let's look at the two moral arguments. First, for birth. In philosophy, the argument of moral obligation applies, where based on the natural order of humanity, it is in our nature to carry through the cycle of life, and it is a violation of all natural order to terminate it. Thus, pregnancy and birth is obligatory, and it would be morally wrong otherwise. Another look is at morality, bringing in the strong moral topic of murder. The argument can be made that the fetus, days before birth, is practically a child, and it will be murderous to abort it. And the few hours of life that the child has is valuable, and a slow death makes it even more precious and worth living. So, with the natural order, moral obligation, life, and ethics of murder on the line, why would anyone want to choose abortion as the option? Well, the immediate counter-argument is that the fetus is a fetus and is not classified as a child or a human being, and therefore it is not subject to the definition of murder. This, in contrary, also makes the moral obligation irrelevant, considering other factors too. Firstly, utilitarianism, or what is better for the greater good. To consider for this, we have death. Is it overall better for a quick and painless death without existence versus a slow and painful one, regardless of a child taking breaths of air? Next, resources. Pregnancies cost a lot of money, from $30,000 up to $50,000 without insurance, and around $10,000 if you even have insurance. That's a lot of money for something that could potentially be avoidable. Thus, it'll be greater good and better resource efficiency when you look at this from a utilitarianism lens. And then there's also egoism. What will benefit you the best? Now, this isn't necessarily a negative thing. What you experience matters a lot. Again, money applies tens of thousands of dollars, and if you can't pay it off, it turns into debt. Also, the process of birth is associated with extreme pain. And finally, watching your own child die before you has a significant mental impact. All of this outweighs any moral obligation, rendering it false and unnecessary when you look at it from this view. Now, to close things off, what we choose at the end of the day largely depends on our own personal and conflicting opinions. We may all be personally affected by applied ethics and its issues, but in the end, what matters is what we focus on, and we must focus on the arguments that makes up each of our cases, and not the people giving them. And with this, I hope all of you, after today, will have a valuable discussion about this after the lecture.